Welcome back to a drama so muted. Even Gacha Smack subscribed in today's video. It seems like there's been a bit of a development in the whole copyright claim issue between Saint Chantas and Mr. Pokey. I turned around for like what 5 minutes, and there's been a development. All right, as you can see, I'm not around, and I had to take care of some business IRL, and well, I guess you can't really do that as much as you'd like to without some level of being late to certain news when it comes to the gacha space. Like I had to really finally find some time in a Sunday afternoon to actually sit down and go, you know what? I kind of want to cover this stuff before it become way too late. So for those of you who don't know, Mr. Pokey has copyright strike claim. Saint Chant has. Depending on who you ask, some will say he was within his right to copyright strike him. So a lot of people are saying he falsely copyright struck him. I'm more in defense of falsely because I feel like Saint Chantas has respected the rules of fair use. Fair use, unfortunately, is this weird gray area that is very polarizing as a topic, especially when two creators are kind of at each other's throats, like these two fine gentlemen over here. I'll be honest, man. I think, like I covered before, if you've been keeping up with the channel and what I've said about this entire drama, I feel like they will eventually settle. I feel like once they go into no shot at both individuals, but to the adult world where we're actually going to sit down with grown ass lawyers and we're actually going to talk business, and business is going to get in the way of being, let's just say, immature in the sense of being internet brain rotted. I feel like once they wake up from internet brain rot and kind of have to deal with mature situations that require a certain level of mature handling, I feel like they will eventually settle it, because I feel like also their lawyers might just suggest just that. It's like, why the hell are you guys still going this? Unless they're greedy corporate lawyers, which is a lot of lawyers I hear, at least from my experience. I got a lot of scammer lawyers, man. I don't know what it is. And another reason why I think they are going to settle, I mean, you look at them lawyer fees, you look at how much money you spend, you're like, man, I don't know if I want to keep doing this. Kind of like me with gotcha banners, man. But then again, I do have a little bit of a promotion for you guys and myself through today's sponsor to make sure I look at how much I need to spend and I go, you know what? I'll bite. This video is sponsored by Buff Buff. I don't know about you, but considering where I live, unfortunately, the rates when it comes to my gacha spending can be a little too high. And the only way for me to balance that is through today's amazing sponsor, Buff Buff. If we go to buffbuff.com, you will notice that a Luna subscription is $3.30. If we go to my in-game store, well, you will notice that it's $6, which means I'm saving pretty much half of my money had I spent it on the game directly. Now, for you to do this, it is very simple. You just go to buffbuff.com. You can use my link in the description or just buffbuff.com. Pick the purchase you want. You enter your information. Now, I would like to clarify that when it comes to Withering Waves specifically, you will require someone to log into your account real quick for probably like 2 minutes to do the purchase for you, as unfortunately, Withering Waves for some reason does not allow the service to be smooth like the Hoyo games. However, for the Hoyo games, you can just directly purchase it. There will be no one logged into your account whatsoever. I don't know why Kuro still has that issue, but I guess that's a thing. If we look here, for example, Arknight's Infield also has a minus 50%. We all know the current Arknight's Infield situation. The devs aren't really generous currently. You're tempted to spend. Well, guess what? You don't have to spend full 100%. You can spend 50% through buffbuff.com. Use my link in the description below, or just buffbuff.com. Just use my link so they know you got there through me. Thank you, Buffbuff, for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to it. It seems like Mr. Pokey, the new development that we're covering today, is that he actually had gotten the green light for this procedure to keep going forward, as we can see here. Now, if we go here, you will see that this is the type of documents I think Mr. Pokey has to provide for the court of law to proceed further with this. But I think this was basically like the first entry barrier that Mr. Pokey had to go through for the system to approve or just disagree with the claim he has for the Saint Tontas video. Well, it seems like it has been greenlit, so which means Mr. Pokey can now proceed forward with, well, basically claim what his rights, what he deems is his rights in the sense of copyright claiming. So how this situation is going to develop is, at this point, anybody's guess. My money, like I said earlier, is on them settling. I feel like that's just going to be, I feel like that's what everybody would want. At least not one that is like completely biased and just want to see someone suffer financially because of, oh, I just happen to hate this guy because he says this and that on the internet. Like, that's just silly. That's just like childish. And I feel like well, it's not like I feel like. I mean, the reality is that growing up is understanding that a lot of adults you meet are just mentally speaking a bunch of eighth graders, right? Like a lot emotionally intelligent speaking. A lot of people have never graduated middle school or high school, right? Depends on who you talk to. So that's kind of the situation we're having right now. Especially, it's unfortunately gonna be the case because you get a lot of points online. You are encouraged to behave that way because you get a lot of points online by playing that game, if that makes any sense. So, as long as there is a reward system for acting immaturely and acting like an eighth grader, people will keep acting like an eighth grader because it works for me. Like, why wouldn't I? It just makes total sense. So, this is the situation we're in right now. I also want to cover something else, which is why I called this. So, it seems like if this goes through, if Mr. Pokey wins, it might be the end for St. John Task because what that does is St. John Task can no longer touch Mr. Pokey and it opens Pandora's box for a lot of people, which seems to be the case because I think I've seen the St. John Task video where he insinuated, he claims, because he claims that there's a bunch of artists that have copyright struck Wua artists. Like I think Hoyo artists copyright struck Hoyo Wua artists because apparently they claim that they stole their work. And he claims that it's because of Mr. Pokey. Now, I want to say it's a reach. I do. But one thing I cannot ignore is the timing. Now, the timing is very interesting. Now, this happened exactly after this happened. So, I mean, maybe, just maybe, the normalization of, oh, I don't like this. I can just take it away from you by abusing a certain system. Because here's the thing. I'm pretty sure the people that copyright strike someone, they think they're right. And that's the problem, is because just because you think you're right doesn't necessarily mean you're right. Like, we have rules and laws because of this. So what does the rules and laws say? If as long as it respects fair use, that's fine. Whether you like it or not, that's just the rule and the law. Unless you want the laws to change, when that's the case, you go after the law itself, but not after the person. Because at that point, you're not respecting the rules of the law that we all have to obey, right? Like we all play under. So I'm above the law. Maybe some of them are looking at this and going, I'm above the law. But that could be the case, man. But yeah, it seems like if, of course, this goes through, St. Chantas is definitely in hot water because every creator gets to go after St. Chantas for the exact same thing Mr. Pokey did. So yeah, it's a strange situation, to be honest with you, that in my opinion, I nothing against I may not respect the guy, but the fact is I don't want him to win this, nor do I want him to lose. That's why like I'm hoping for a settlement, because that way, like, no harm, no done. Like we can just move on, and hopefully St. Sanchez. I think even now St. Sanchez is treading carefully around Mr. Pokey's name, which is kind of what he wants, and I get why he would want that. So it's like, yeah, I'll be honest, Mr. Pokey, just farm back, bro. Jesus Christ, like you farmed me, like why can't you farm him too? Jesus, like what are you doing? But anyway, so that's for St. Sanchez being in a bit of a hot water. I mean, if Mr. Pokey wins, of course, but we'll see at this point now. Is anybody's guess on how things are going to go. Next, I want to go over the Tectone situation. That's right. This is what this video is called. The most hated Gacha CCs are gone. Yeah, they might go. They might be gone indefinitely from YouTube, man. And the Tectone situation is pretty funny to me. The reason why I say it's funny is the why. Because this is happening because he said a bunch of stuff. And it's interesting as well. That's why I'm kind of talking about it. Because, well, you have to be correct in how you speak, especially as you are mainstream, which Techone is. And I feel like maybe Techone flew close to the sun and he doesn't realize it. It's like with great power comes great responsibility. It's like the more you grow, the more popular you are. Well, the more people expect certain types of behavior from you, and especially the way you portray yourself in the language you use. So it's like, yeah, it's cool and all to say online and back in my day and stuff, but unfortunately, we have a different rule book for how you should behave as you reach a certain level of success, which maybe Tectone may be unaware of. Tectone is pretty humble. Like sometimes he acts like a total narcissist, but he can be very humble. And I feel like maybe he hasn't realized the level of success he has reached, and that's now biting him in the buttocks because of, well, I can say whatever I want, but like you have celebrities, you have literal celebrities like Ariana Grande coming at you, Baby No Money coming at you. That's freaking crazy. That is crazy level of popularity, or even huge ass Hollywood celebrities. I don't know if Baby No Money, not Hollywood celebrity, where you have musical celebrities coming at you. That's just next level stuff. And I feel like personally, it's a wake up call to play the game. Right? It sucks. It does. Yes, we're from America, man. Freedom of speech. And I may not be from America, but I love the spirit of America. I carry with me the spirit of America with freedom of speech and the level of freedom. I feel like that's literally the genesis of the Western culture. And so it's a shame that we have to see it taking hits. But the reality is we're not in high school anymore. We're not in Xbox lobbies anymore. We're all grown up and shit. Sadly, it is what it is. So with that, unfortunately, we're gonna have to adapt to a more mature, more what's the term I'm looking for here? Well-spoken world, right? We have to be better and well-spoken in how we go about things. I mean, getting banned in multiple platforms is freaking crazy, brother. So I don't know how long we can just ignore not playing the game, especially when you've reached a level of success where clearly the more mainstream you are, the more you got to be careful on how you portray yourself. So it is what it is. Unfortunately, if you want to see more Tectone, I would suggest you go to his Rumble. I haven't started a Rumble account yet. I've been a little too debuffed. I couldn't catch any techie streams, but I'll be honest, man, in true reality, I don't know if I want to go to Rumble. I love techie. I love the content. I think I'll sweat for the YouTube videos at this point because I don't know, man. I'm not going to one platform for one ninja, man. It's just tough. Maybe if Smacked moved his ass to Rumble too, I might be like, you know what? All right, two birds, one stone. All right, frig it. But one. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't even use Kick. Like, I don't even go to Kick. So tough. I don't know why he didn't go to Kick too. But anyway, I feel like there's maybe some business. My tinfoil hat easy theory is that Rumble suggested a quite the paycheck, and that's the business move to do. And if that is the case, get your bag. Hell yeah! I think that was a blessing in disguise, if anything. And that's what's funny to me is that sometimes in life you think something bad is happening to you, but the reality is if you navigate it properly, it's actually a blessing in disguise, which happened to me even recently. I would love to start sharing some of them stories, my real life stories with you, but I just need to be in a safe spot where I can talk to them without coming, and biting me in the buttocks. And that's why I always tell you guys to learn to shut the fuck up and to know when to actually speak about certain things, because you want to speak about things when those things have no more influence or power over you, where you can speak freely about them. Don't just speak willy-nilly about anything, because, well, some things will come back and bite you in the buttocks. And I feel like maybe that's what may happen to Techone here in the ban of YouTube, where he's like, well, you know what? Let me look at all these other platforms, and these other platforms will be like, hey, man, Rumble's the solution. He'd be like, bag? Okay, here's bag. Bag? Oh, yeah. Let me go to... Great. I mean, shit, like, who knows? Like, he'll get, like, his whole audience there. I mean, I'm considering Rumble now because Techone himself is on Rumble. I would have never looked at Rumble if it wasn't for Techone to look there. It's going to be very interesting, but sadly, that's quite the debuff, because I feel like as the recent big ass drama that's been happening, I feel like Techone kind of came in hot, and he kind of looks out for the people and the creators in the gacha space, which I feel like it was great. I would hate for him to just completely disappear off YouTube, off the gacha space, etc. But we'll see how it develops, man. I'll see how it develops. Techone has a good track record of he turns L's into W's, and that's a trait I freaking respect and would love to get some of that for myself as well. I'm trying to mimicate that type of stuff. I'm like he's Pikachu. I'm like that other ghost type Pikachu. That's me. I'm trying to Mimikyu. Was it Mimikyu? I can't remember the name, man. But yeah, I'm trying to Mimikyu his ass. So that's what I'm. Wait, pause. I'm trying to Mimikyu some of that, man. But yeah, I'm rambling. I'm obviously going in a bit of a tangent here. But the moral of the story is I wouldn't celebrate personally the people going through hard times, regardless of what you may or may not like about them in the sense of how they portray themselves online. I feel like people ultimately, as we, the viewers, navigate the online space, we have to understand that not everybody's going to be to our liking, because the online space is a mixture of different ideologies and different mannerism and how people portray themselves in the space. So it's up to us to understand that and be disciplined and mature enough to, you can just ignore them and not really wish for someone's downfall. Because I feel like as you wish for someone's downfall, you are just literally digging yourself a hole, because karma's a bitch. That stuff will just turn right around and come at you eventually. And I would hate for that to happen to you. And I don't know about you, but I hate living a life of resentment. I live living a life of hatred. I hate to hate. I hate to resent. I dislike that. It's a huge debuff for me. It's quite heavy. It's unnecessary. People are out there doing their things. I'm over here hating. That's just too tiresome, man. I feel like I feel like I should waste my energy on things that uplift me, that entertain me, and I think that's the best thing to do. And develop better relationships, and be a lighter, brighter person. Why not? Shit. I mean, how long are we going to remain miserable and just for the sake of coping with things that are, for now, out of our control, but are a work in progress? This is what I would invite a lot of you guys to do, is to look within and go, so why do I hate this guy? Why do I have an issue with this guy? And navigate those feelings accordingly, and you start discovering yourself more and more and more. Anyway, huge tangent, obviously. That's what I like to do. I like to throw some life lessons here and there for you guys to hopefully better yourself. That's kind of what I try to do with my content. I feel like as we observe other stories, as we spectate other stories, the most important part is not just gossip about them, but also get something, some level of life lesson, wisdom that can help us be better disciplined and better gear ourselves for situations that may come in the future that may or may not be similar, right? The more you know, the better geared you are for what life may throw at you, which sooner or later, unfortunately, it does. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. Be seeing you.